All right, so this really is kind of like a science experiment, an artistic expression, all combined into one, right? You have chemistry, physics. Talk to me about that. It's not only cooking.
Yeah, no, there's definitely a lot of science behind it. There's a lot of studying going into seeing exactly the time and temperature for your perfect carrot. Each chef has his own idea about textures and times and temperatures. So there's a lot that goes into it. You can look at gauges between degrees, and between 2 and 3 degrees, changes drastically. Textures of proteins and fish and vegetables.
Well, I see some interesting things in front of me. I see butter and coffee beans and a ton of vegetables. What are you going to work on now?
Yeah, so we're going to infuse some coffee into butter.
Okay.
That we're going to later garnish our vegetables with.
All right. So coffee butter, I've never heard of it before. But I'm excited to try it.
Right.
Have you made all sorts of other butters too?
You can do herb butters, you can do ginger butter, anything you want to infuse. These are great machines to help you do that.
Great, well let's see how it's done.
All right, so this is fairly easy. We're taking our butter, we're going to seal that with a pinch of salt and some coffee beans.
So cool.
Again, you can control, how strong a flavor you have going on. You can add less coffee, more coffee.
How long do you let it sit to infuse?
The longer the better. So, this will probably take a few hours.
Okay, still pretty quick.
There's nothing to overcook here. You're not going to overcook or burn anything because it is in a water bath. So, you can let this hang out for a very long time if you want. It's just going to continue to extract all the more coffee flavor.
Cool. So would you infuse other oils like with coffee or other sorts of herbs and spices?
We do a lot of oils. Herb oils. You can put chili flakes. You can do ginger.
And you prep them the same way?
The same concept. You're just changing your fat out with an oil rather than butter.
So I'm guessing you strain it after it goes into the bath.
Yeah, we're going to drop this. We're going to let this go down, infuse for a few hours, and then we'll strain all those beans off, and then you can store all that butter, in your walk-in.
All right, so what is the next step to prepare the vegetables?
Okay, so we're going to vacuum seal some potatoes. There's some little fingerling potatoes. We have some baby turnips, so we're going to add some fresh thyme. Thyme and vegetables, I think, are great combinations. A couple pieces of butter.
Can't go wrong.
And we're gonna put some salt in the bag. After this starts cooking, the butter's gonna melt and the vegetables are gonna release some liquid. To help them do that, we're gonna give them a splash of water. And that is essentially gonna make its own vegetable stock inside the bag. And they'll just kind of be cooking in their own juice, which is going to help concentrate the flavors of those vegetables. Another benefit to sous vide vegetables is the color.
Brighter.
You're not gonna. It's going to be extremely bright. You're not going to lose any of that color when you cook your vegetables, and you can get a nice crunch, a nice tooth feel all the way through them. But they'll be nice and soft at the same time. Yeah, so these guys are ready to go.
So that'll go in your bath.
Yeah, so these go in the bath as well.
So once they're done in the bath, you'll pull them out, and then you can keep the vegetables for a while, right?
Yeah, they're good for a few days. This is something you can prepare a lot of before service, before a busy weekend. Come in, you can have your guys cut all the vegetables and cook them off, so they're ready to go. So during service, it's literally vegetable in a hot pan, some salt, your coffee butter, and it's 2 minutes, and you're ready to go to the plate.
So other chefs might use a different method to get a similar result, like steam or other options.
Yeah, traditionally you would blanch your vegetables in some salted water which is also very great technique. With the sous vide, you're going to get a better color. You have consistent temperature. It's controlled. You know, sometimes maybe your guy's blanching vegetables, he turns around to do something else, and all of a sudden, you know, all your carrots that you just spent 2 hours cutting are overcooked and mush. You know, with the water bath, everything's consistent and controlled.
Controlled environment.
Absolutely, and there's no loss of vitamins that are in the vegetable because everything is contained in the bag. Whereas if you blanch something, you know, some of those nutrients are obviously gonna leak out into the water, and you're actually removing those nutrients from the vegetables. Whereas in bag, everything stays in bag. It's cooked in its own juice, and you're not losing any of that.
All right, so you're going to show me that coffee butter, right?
Different, unique flavor that you don't really
see
so much. So these are coffee beans that we've sous vide for several hours with some unsalted butter. We'll strain those out.
It wakes your customers up too.
And then we're just gonna toss it in with these roasted vegetables.
Okay. So how long did you put it straight into the sous vide after sealing it? The
Yes.
butter?
Yep.
Okay.
Sealed it up. Just kind of let the butter melt and the coffee flavor kind of get infused into that butter.
You could refrigerate that for a long time.
So it's definitely something you can make a few pounds at a time, ahead of time, and just have it stocked in your refrigerator. So for service, you know, your cooks are just pulling their coffee butter, getting their mise en place ready, and it's just a spoon of butter, toss in the veg, and you're good to go. So these are some vegetables that we sous vide also. The fresh thyme, garlic.
And those were all in the same bag, right?
These are all done together. And then we have just kind of finished them off in a pan to get a little color on them. And to finish with the coffee butter.